Hermes Trismegistus. Who is he, and why has his name echoed through centuries of mystical and esoteric traditions? A figure cloaked in mystery, revered for his wisdom, and associated with gods and sages alike. Hermes is said to have possessed divine knowledge, incredible spiritual powers, and an almost unparalleled influence on the world's ancient mysteries. In this video, we'll explore who Hermes Trismegistus was, what he represented, his association with Atlantis, the texts he influenced or authored, and the divine abilities he was said to have mastered. If you're interested in ancient wisdom, esotericism, and spiritual power, then this is a journey you don't want to miss. Hermes Trismegistus, meaning Hermes the thrice great, is a figure that blends elements of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth. Hermes was the messenger of the gods and the patron of knowledge, magic, and writing, while Thoth, in Egyptian tradition, was seen as the god of wisdom, scribes, and cosmic balance. This fusion of Greek and Egyptian thought occurred during the Hellenistic period, particularly in Alexandria, where the two cultures mixed. As a result, Hermes Trismegistus became a symbol of ultimate knowledge, both mystical and philosophical. He is revered in Hermeticism, a tradition that emphasizes the divine connection between the material and spiritual worlds. Hermes is considered a figure of immense influence in fields like alchemy, astrology, and theurgy. His wisdom and teachings have also impacted Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, and Renaissance occultism. While modern scholars debate whether Hermes was a real historical person, many see him as a symbolic representation of divine wisdom and a bridge between different esoteric traditions. If we assume Hermes Trismegistus was a real person, he likely lived during or after the Hellenistic period, around the 2nd or 3rd century BC. As a sage and mystic, he would have traveled between Greece and Egypt, sharing his deep knowledge of the cosmos, magic, and the divine. He would have been a teacher, initiating students into esoteric mysteries and guiding them towards spiritual enlightenment. His life would have been devoted to understanding the laws of the universe, the divine mind, and the secrets of alchemy. Hermes is linked to several significant texts, both as an author and an influential figure. Many of these writings form the core of Hermetic philosophy. A few of these books are the Hermetica, a collection of ancient texts that lay the foundation of Hermetic philosophy. These writings explore divine knowledge, the creation of the universe, and humanity's role in it. The Emerald Tablet, an essential alchemical text, often attributed to Hermes, that is known for the phrase "as above, so below." It reveals the secrets of spiritual and physical transformation. The Corpus Hermeticum, a series of dialogues between Hermes and his disciples, where topics such as cosmology, the nature of divinity, and the workings of the universe are explored. The Asclepius. This text involves a conversation between Hermes and Asclepius, discussing the nature of the soul, divine power, and ancient Egyptian magic. The Book of Thoth, debated, said to be an ancient Egyptian text written by Thoth. This book supposedly contained divine knowledge about the cosmos and magic. Its existence remains speculative, but many link its wisdom to Hermes. The Book of Enoch, debated. While not directly attributed to Hermes, some traditions suggest that the wisdom contained in the Book of Enoch shares parallels with Hermetic teachings, especially regarding mystical ascension and divine knowledge. The Kybalion, modern text, 1908, that outlines the 7 Hermetic principles. Although not ancient, it claims to distill the essence of Hermes' teachings. The Poimandres, a mystical text where Hermes is initiated into cosmic knowledge by Poimandres, the divine mind. Picatrix, debated, a medieval book on astral magic. Some believe Hermes' influence can be seen in its alchemical and mystical practices. As we've explored, The wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus is preserved through these ancient texts, which continue to influence spiritual traditions to this day. But the true power of these writings goes beyond mere philosophy or cosmology. They serve as keys to unlocking higher realms of consciousness and understanding, reflecting not only the divine knowledge Hermes shared, but also the remarkable abilities he himself was believed to possess. These abilities weren't just theoretical. They were considered manifestations of the very principles laid out in his teachings. Some of the abilities accredited to Hermes were alchemy/transmutation, the ability to transform base metals into gold, symbolizing spiritual transformation. Astral projection, the power to project his consciousness into higher realms, mentioned in Hermetic texts. Telekinesis, although not explicitly written in ancient texts, modern esoteric traditions associate Hermes with the ability to move objects using his mind. Transfiguration, Hermes is said to have the power to alter his physical form or ascend to a higher, more divine form. Mental transference, the ability to transfer thoughts and knowledge directly into the minds of others, as described in Hermetic and Gnostic teachings. Telepathy, some sources suggest that Hermes had the power to communicate with other beings through telepathic means. Element manipulation, Hermes is believed to have mastered the control of the elements, fire, water, air, and earth, manipulating them at will. Divine invocation, as a master theurgist, Hermes could summon gods or divine forces to aid him in his work. Creation of talismans, in mystical traditions, Hermes was adept at creating powerful objects imbued with celestial energy, influencing fate and the natural world. Immortality, some sources suggest Hermes achieved physical or spiritual immortality, either through alchemical means or ascension to a higher plane of existence. One of the more speculative but fascinating ideas is that Hermes Trismegistus is connected to the ancient civilization of Atlantis. Some esoteric traditions, particularly within the Theosophical school of thought, claim that Hermes was an Atlantean sage who carried the knowledge of Atlantis into the ancient world. According to these sources, Hermes would have lived far earlier than the traditional timeline places him, making him one of the wise men of Atlantis who safeguarded their advanced knowledge before the island's destruction. Role in Atlantis, Hermes was said to be one of the spiritual and intellectual leaders of Atlantean society. He was believed to have taught the mysteries of the universe and divine wisdom to the Atlanteans, guiding them in their spiritual pursuits. During its fall, as Atlantis neared destruction, Hermes supposedly took the knowledge of the Atlantean mysteries and preserved it, possibly encoding it in texts or transporting it to Egypt, where he later founded the Hermetic tradition. After the fall, post-Atlantis, Hermes is believed to have established mystery schools in Egypt, preserving the ancient wisdom of Atlantis and ensuring its survival for future generations. Hermes Trismegistus is often linked to other mystical figures, with some traditions equating him to these beings or seeing them as different incarnations of the same divine wisdom. Enoch. In esoteric traditions, Hermes is sometimes equated with Enoch, a biblical figure who was taken into heaven and transformed into the angel Metatron. Both figures are associated with divine knowledge and wisdom. Metatron. Hermes is sometimes seen as a precursor or parallel to Metatron, the celestial scribe and guardian of divine knowledge in Jewish mysticism. Melchizedek. Some Christian mystic traditions link Hermes with Melchizedek, the priest king who is seen as an eternal and mystical figure of divine order and wisdom. Thoth. Hermes is frequently equated with Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, further cementing his role as a figure who bridges the gap between human and divine knowledge. These figures are sometimes seen as different manifestations of the same divine archetype, a being who brings sacred knowledge to humanity and acts as a messenger of cosmic truth. And there you have it, a short look into the life, wisdom, and powers of Hermes Trismegistus. a figure who continues to captivate mystics and scholars alike. Whether you view him as a symbolic figure or a historical sage, his influence on spiritual traditions and esoteric knowledge cannot be denied. If you're fascinated by the mysteries of the universe, the divine, and ancient wisdom, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Mind Body Spirit for more deep dives into the mystical and the unknown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.